myself, it's because I keep fighting to survive every day, like every injured worker does. And what angers me and sickens me to no end is the system has completely failed. It's a horrible system. It doesn't work. And it's not just in Ontario, if I may add, it's across the country. Because I've learned initially when I first got hurt, I just thought it was me. I thought they were treating me this way. And then over time, as I started talking to other injured workers in Ontario and across Canada, this is a systemic issue. And the systemic issue of hatred against injured workers for just being injured. And that's what I want to see change, is that it's got to stop because it's not right. It's no different, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to any group, but it's no different than looking at Native and Indigenous people just because that's who they are. It's no different than looking at women and criticizing them just because they're women. It's the same kind of discrimination, and it's got to stop.
So in other words, in order to make the WSIB work, first of all, in my opinion, Meredith needs to be brought back into the picture. And from what you're saying, they need to have an inclusivity lens, which with my experience as well, it seems to lack.
It's funny that you bring up the word exclusivity.
Inclusivity.
Yes, inclusivity, because the board in their statement or strategic thing or whatever you want to call it, mission statement, they actually mention that. But quite honestly, they have no concept of what that word means. Because if you look at their board of directors, they have two that so-called represent injured workers. But the representatives, meaning their lawyers or paralegals, they've never been injured. They don't know what it's like to be an injured worker. The rest are employers, and of that, financial background. They have zero knowledge in workers' compensation, none of them. And they're all concerned, and they keep saying we're all concerned about finance. The financial department at the WSIB deals with the finances. You don't need to be a financial person. You need to make the right decisions to make sure, for example, that when an injured worker leaves Ontario, the board cannot implement a policy where they're going to discriminate against them by withdrawing their benefits because they moved. It's a charter violation. How could such a policy be created? Because the people that are creating these policies are only thinking about money. They're not thinking about, so to speak, the legal, but the humane side of it. That's the biggest problem.